So the holidays were wrapped up. Here we are in the new year.
So bon anno.
Right?
It's 2025.
Thank God that's over.
As a parent, the holidays are a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of food, cooking, cleaning, family over,
And
gifts,
this is
expensive.
This is why sometimes I enjoy going out to eat, because it's not worth the cleaning afterwards is crazy, but
But it's all good.
yeah, of course. But considering this is still the winter season,
Yeah, we're midwinter right now. We still got 3 months, right? 3 months ahead of us.
And we got we had some brisk days already. So normally on those,
What do you like to make on cold winter nights?
I have a toss up. I can either do a really I don't want to say mild chili, but something with a little kick to it.
You like it spicy?
I don't like super spicy, but I will have, as long as it has like a little
kick.
A little bit. Like, I'm not going nuts here. Like, some people, when they get these peppers, they go crazy. Scotch bonnets. No, we're gonna be calm people. All right. And I noticed that you actually made your own chili not that long ago. I want to know how you make it, and then I want to see, because I made chili forever. So and you know how it goes, constantly tweaking, adding, subtracting. I think I got this good formula down. I want to hear how you do it.
I am very simple. I learned this chili from my mother.
Sure.
It's not complicated. I'm not really big on spice. I keep it simple, basic, with like a little, not too overpowering.
Right.
It's very simple, basic, pretty much. Like, I know you do a lot of different types of beans. I just do one, the red beans, kidney beans, celery, carrots, crushed tomatoes, a little tomato paste, ground beef, cook it all together. I mean, I use the seasoning packets. I don't like myself with the seasonings, because you could do that too, right?
Yeah.
With like cumin and the chili powder. I don't do that. I just buy the packet.
Right. No.
And toss it in. But yeah, I mean, it's delicious. I love it. I love it with like sour cream, cheddar cheese, tortilla chips.
Do you eat it
Amazing.
do you like associate it with anything else? Like, so you do eat it with tortilla chips. You ever put it on rice?
No, because I would rather the tortilla chips and that way, but you could definitely do that.
Right.
I mean, eat the way you like to eat. But
my famous chili.
okay, so tell me about yours, because yours is more involved.
Trust me, I get requests all
Oh,
the time.
really?
People are like, I brought it to someone at work. She spread the word. I brought a little bit more. People are like, what the hell is, like, this is awesome. Joey.
Okay.
At least once a year, he's got to bust my chops.
He wants a batch.
He says,
wants
dude, when are you making the chili? And I have to penalize him. Every time when he asks me, I had 3 months. So he knows not to ask me that much. It's really simple. I noticed that when you're dealing with spices, peppers, stuff like that, the best way to infuse that flavor is with oil, right? I get jalapeno peppers, and I think there was another long pepper. I don't want to call them. I think it might have been poblano peppers. I'm not sure. But I would julienne them. I would keep the seeds, because the seeds have a lot of the spice.
So you buy the fresh pepper.
I buy the fresh peppers.
Okay.
So,
julienne it
with olive oil, garlic, all those peppers. I also julienne and then dice red and green peppers.
Yes, the basic pepper. Yeah.
You ever seen those big Spanish onions? The big one?
Okay. I think they're called Spanish onions.
I think they're called Spanish onions. I do 2 of those onions. I dice them. It's because the onion, when they cook down, it turns into sweet. So now I'm fighting.
It balances the sweet with the spicy. They go together.
Exactly. So I got those going on. So basically, if you really look at what I'm doing in the beginning of all this, you would think, oh, he's doing like a special type of sofrito, right? But that's not what this is. This is what my base looks like. I put garlic. I slice out. I mince the garlic. Throw that into the first. I make sure that everything kind of like the juices stew down.
Yeah. They cook down together. They marry each other.
And once you smell that, I can eat it just like right in the pot.
Just lick the pot.
I'm happy. Once I do that.
And that's not too spicy with those peppers?
once I put in the ground beef and I start browning that, and you get the fat from, because I don't like using lean too much when it comes to like stuff like that. I use lean for like burgers. I use lean for.
So you wanted to throw out that fat.
That fat.
Do you
helps.
take that out or you leave it then?
I leave it in. It gets stayed in because I feel like that kind of like not dilutes the spice, but it kind of like evens it out.
All right.
I feel like it does help. So once that's all browned up, I try not to put powdered spices. I do use a little bit of chili powder, not too much.
Well, I'm sure you need some.
You do need some. I use black pepper, red pepper, a little bit of the chili powder. I don't use cumin.
Okay.
I don't use cumin. Something about the cumin, the smell.
You know, it's so funny because I don't know if it's just me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to balance those flavors.
It's hard.
Cumin, chili powder, they all go together perfectly. And there's other ones too. Like, it's not
Yes.
just those two. But I can't balance them.
It's
So,
hard.
like, not to change topic,
No.
but like taco seasonings.
Yes.
You can make your own taco seasonings.
Absolutely. Doesn't take much.
I have all these spices
Mm-hmm.
home. I tried making it myself. My kids don't like it. I use the packet. They love it.
I'm going to tell you what it is.
So you know what? I'm going to do the shortcut. That's okay sometimes. And just buy a packet for like $1.
What you need to go less on is the aromatics. Cumin, it's aromatic. So when
Maybe
you...
I have like a heavy hand.
It could... Listen, it could be.
Right? Like I'm just like da. And like when it should be
anything.
lighter.
Right. Me personally, I don't like the flavor too much. I'm not
Well,
a
it's
fan of it.
strong. It could...
It could throw
You
the whole
put
thing
too
off.
much, you throw it
you can
off.
Throw the pot outside.
Yeah.
It's
You
done.
throw it off the thing already.
100%. So for for spices that powders, like I said, I use chili powder, salt, pepper, red pepper, and then I use diced tomatoes.
Dice,
'Cause
okay.
The dice doesn't come in the very big cans. They come in like that kind of smaller
Like
one.
a medium size can. Yeah.
I do 2 of those.
All right. Because I do the large crushed. So I guess they
Right.
would compensate for each
So
other.
when I used to eat the chili back in the day, and when I used to have it, I liked and meat. This is the weird part of me. I told you I never really liked tomatoes like that, but for some reason in the chili,
Well, in the chili, it cooks down
it cooked down, but you still get your chunks, but they're smaller,
because they're diced. See, I use
Exactly.
crushed, so they kind of just blend
right?
in there.
Which is fine. But
Yeah.
I like the 2 cans of crushed, 1
Okay.
can of sauce, and then also I only do 2 types of beans: black beans and your kidney beans.
Yeah.
Throw
I do
those
the
in.
kidney beans.
I have a stock pot. I put the lid on it. Once I see that there's a boil coming through, I put the lid.
So you make like a large quantity,
if
right?
I do it, because
You
look
make
at all
it,
the vegetables.
I think you've given it to me last year. You gave
Yeah.
me like 2 containers.
Because I'm sitting
Yes.
there. Because with all the
make a
listen,
lot.
by the time you're done with all the veggies,
It grows.
that's like a half a pot right there.
It grows. You don't realize it. It grows.
Even though you're stewing down your veggies, still a lot of material in there. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Once you add, and I put the family pack.
Celery, carrots. It all
got it.
grows.
Yep, celery, carrots. That's along with the whole
It
thing.
grows.
You know the Italian. What do they call it? The Italian
Holy
trifecta?
Trinity.
The Holy Trinity.
It's the Holy Trinity.
Onions, carrots, celery. Boom. So those go in there too, and it's like it's so much. And I use the family pack of beef. So I'm carrying what is it, like 3 to 5 pounds in each.
It's over 3 pounds, the big
It's
one.
over 3 pounds, and then I
Yeah.
need the sauce to go. It's a lot, but when I cook it, and I make sure now, it cooks for a while.
I don't mean to throw you under the bus.
Go ahead, throw me under the bus.
But you buy your chopped meat from the supermarket,
Yeah,
not from the butcher?
no. Unfortunately, I don't have a butcher by me. I'm gonna stand. Okay, I stand corrected. There's a butcher by me. Unfortunately, I don't have a car anymore.
Well, right, I know
Getting
right
to
now.
it, like, so now I have to go to the supermarket or place an order for the supermarket.
All right, so when you come here,
Yeah,
we need to hit the butcher together.
no, that's fine.
But seriously, that's such a difference.
I know. Listen, you're
It's such a difference.
preaching to a
I mean,
choir.
if you buy the chopped meat today,
Correct.
package,
Yeah.
and then you use it today, it's good. It's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. But then if it sits
Yes.
that little bit, like, you know what? I'm not using it tonight. I'll do it tomorrow.
You know what I end up doing?
Sometimes it kind of like oxidizes and it gets that grayish
That's brown.
And then you're like, then you start questioning.
Right.
Is this so good? Is it not?
The first thing I do, if I know I'm not using it that night, straight to the freezer.
Freeze it.
Straight to the freezer.
Yes.
I don't even bother.
That's what I always do. I either freeze it right away if I'm not using it.
Right.
My mom tells me put it in the back of the refrigerator where it's coldest.
That's the coldest, yes.
Sometimes, I wouldn't do that with ground beef, but like if you have like chicken or other types of meat, like put it towards the back and it'll hold a little bit better because it's colder.
A lot of the stuff holds better in the back right there. Like I noticed like stuff that should have went on me 4 days ago. I open it up and I'm like, okay, I'm surprised it's still actually like next day ready.
But like chicken?
Yes.
I have to buy that from the butcher.
Yeah.
I have to.
I've had really bad
When
experiences.
you buy it from like a supermarket, it's like tough. It's chewy. It's rubbery. I can't eat it no more.
But you know why that is, right? I'm sure you're aware.
Well, yeah, you've told me this so many times with all the hormones and everything that's injected in them.
But here, I have a sad story, which is I went to the butcher by me because I live out in Yonkers. I'm not going to say the name of the place. And I asked for 2 chicken breasts, just to taste the quality of what they got going on. You know what I'm saying? I'll be damned. Shocked chicken.
That's horrible.
Where you bite into it and it's like you're eating a piece of fucking rubber.
Yeah.
And it made me mad because I paid more.
Well, yeah.
I paid more for this. I was thinking I was going to get farm, regular quality. Yeah. And then when I cook it, I get this
it shouldn't be.
hockey puck. And listen, I know how to cook chicken before anybody says anything. I know how to cook chicken. Whether it's sliced, whole, I don't give a damn.
Whether you grill it, you fry
matter.
whatever you do with it.
I know what I'm doing.
If it's rubbery, it's rubbery. If it has that flavor,
and how do I bring that back? What, you bring it back to the butcher? Hey, it's rubber?
No, I know.
What do you want me to do?
Throw it out.
So basically, that's basically that. So when it comes back, going back to the chili, you're right. I should definitely go to the butcher. There is a difference. Even in coloring, I see it.
And it's less like with the fat too.
Yes.
It's a better quality.
Yes.
So it throws out less grease.
Correct.
I've noticed on that chopped meat too.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that's basically that. But I want to come here one day and I definitely want to do like the whole shebang. And just you
make a big pot of chili.
So
then you need to come for Halloween.
Oh, is that a big Halloween thing here?
That's my thing.
Okay.
We always make a big pot of chili on Halloween. Like we'll start in the morning.
Okay.
Get it going. And then get it going and then you just leave it on the stove.
Sure.
And then by the time the kids come from school or whatever, when they're done trick-or-treating, dinner's done.
It's
dinner's done. It's so easy because you could prepare it, let it cook through because it takes time to cook too, right? Low and slow. Right.
There we go.
Let it go through the daytime. Then just turn off the flame, leave it in the pot, to the back of the stove.
Absolutely.
And then when we're done trick-or-treating, we come in, turn it back up a little bit
just
for a little longer.
It is, yeah.
And then boom, dinner's ready. And make a hot dog for the kids if they don't want that.
Would they eat it like a sloppy Joe? Like they get the hamburger
No,
bun?
my kids aren't that.
You ever had those sloppy Joes?
I've had it. Yes.
Come on, those were pretty good back in the day. Way back in the day.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? There's also another good.
There's lots of good winter dishes.
Are you more of a soup or a stew person?
I would. Okay, if I have to choose one, I would say soup for myself.
Okay.
Stew is delicious. Yes. I love it. I love veal stew. Delicious.
Gotcha.
Personally, I'm more of a soup person.
Okay.
Because I'm not a hearty eater.
Okay.
Right? Because that's what stew is. It's more
thick.
hearty.
It's thick.
It's thicker. You have the meat. You have the potatoes. You have peas. If mushrooms.
I don't. That's the one thing I don't put in mine. I don't put
peas.
No.
I think it's like a Sicilian thing. You throw peas in everything.
What? It's like a.
I don't know. It just goes everywhere. You need peas.
It shouldn't. Listen, for me, I think peas belong in certain dishes. I love pasta with peas and potatoes. Love it. I can make that off the whim like that.
When we first got married, it was so funny. I was going to make meat sauce.
Right.
So out of habit,
you put peas.
I threw in frozen peas.
Right.
And then I caught myself. I was like, ugh, I threw frozen peas in there. Frankie's like, that's how we eat it all the time. Like at home with his
Right.
mom. And I was like, yeah, I know, but I just wanted to do like a meat sauce,
I
not
gotcha.
with the peas.
Right.
But it's so funny because it's second nature. You
Yeah.
just throw it in everywhere. Like I didn't even catch myself.
That's the thing. That's
You know?
that's crazy for
Like,
me.
that's how my mom makes it all the time. I was like, all right.
I haven't found many dishes where I would put peas in, and I'm kind of surprised on that. I thought I would be finding at least a couple more places like, oh, peas will look good. Yeah, it never clicks for me, never. But since you're the soup lady,
The soup Nazi?
the soup Nazi.
I'm not a Nazi.
No, but I'm definitely a stew guy.
No, I love soups. I really do.
No, absolutely. But like chicken, like you hit your basics good, like chicken noodle, or you got the minestrone.
Right,
You have
right.
Italian wedding.
Like you said, like we said just before with the Holy
Right.
Trinity,
Right.
that's a base for anything.
It is. It is.
Doing a little potato. You have a zucchini in your refrigerator. Nomination, you clean out your refrigerator.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You tell your family, oh, we're making soup. You're really
Yeah.
cleaning out your refrigerator.
Yeah, that reminds
You're
me.
not making
No.
a recipe. What do you have that's going bad? Oh, I have some broccoli. Let me throw my broccoli in there.
You know what's funny?
And clear it out.
Reminds me of my friend's uncle. We went to his house one day, and he's cooking up, and I'm like, "What's that smell?"
Like
He
it
goes,
was
"Oh."
good.
Like no, I didn't know what it was. I don't know if it was bad, good. I don't know what the hell.
Oh.
It was just a smell. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm cooking something on the stove." All right, we lift the pot, the lid, we stir it up. You got hot dogs, egg, hard-boiled
Okay, that's
egg,
not my type of soup.
Gouda. I'm looking in there. I'm like, what the hell is it?
That's not my type of soup.
And he said the best thing I've ever heard in my
Maybe he
life.
did clean out his refrigerator
He
that
probably
day.
cleaned out his fridge. And I looked at, he goes, it's all got to go down the same hole. Who cares?
Oh
I was like, God bless you.
I
God
don't need
bless
to
you.
have visuals. No, but I love soups.
And I make a stew, a beef stew. Again, been doing it for
Okay,
years.
so your beef stew is very different from mine.
Yes.
So
yes.
mine is
I
simple.
I
It's
want to hear
basic,
yours.
it's
I want to hear
traditional.
yours. Come on.
I take my meat, I dip it in flour, brown it, and then throw everything in.
What the
I have a video. Go watch it. Tell me about yours because you haven't made a video on it.
I did early on. I have to do a new one because
Do a new one.
I've done some different things to
Do
it.
a new one.
No, I definitely will. And I'm actually going to put up the chili. I haven't done the chili one yet.
Okay, so then you
And
got to
I'll
do both.
I got to do both. I have to do both.
All right, so
but-
tell us about
So
your
beef stew.
beef stew.
So you're going to...
Well, first of all,
Sure, go ahead.
do you love, like, is beef your favorite stew? Because, I guess beef and veal would be the options.
I mix.
Oh, you put both cuts of meat? Oh, okay.
Because I cut them. So you normally, when we get the chunks, like you see it, unfortunately, I have to say
Yeah.
it again, like the supermarket, they give you these big chunks. I'm sorry, but no one eats
So you'll
chunks
buy
like that.
both packs and then mix it?
I cut them
All right,
both.
see, like if I were to do that, I would say beef stew or veal stew. I would never think to
At the
mix it.
At the end of the day, same animal. You got to look at it like that. Sometimes some of the pieces that I get are more tender than most, but now I figured out how to get them basically same
I know your
consistency.
style.
I think of everything. So normally I don't always mix. I will do regular beef or I will do veal. Sometimes when I'm feeling spicy, I mix them. But either way, you can follow the same thing each time.
For either meat.
Either meat, doesn't matter. You cut them up a little bit smaller. In a bowl, I usually get a bottle of beer. And I usually use Stella. I use like a lighter ale.
Okay.
Normally, the Irish, when they make a stew, they use like Guinness because it's like a lager. They use a lager beer, like what do they call it? Stout. I'm sorry, a stout.
Okay, so now
It's
for
like a stout
myself,
stew.
I don't like beer
That's fine.
at all.
You don't
Does that
taste it.
flavor go into the meat?
No, it's so there's a flavor there, but you won't say, "Oh, that's beer."
Right, like you wouldn't know
You
that's
wouldn't know.
where you stoked it.
You would not know.
Okay,
Cut them up, each chunk, because like I said, those chunks
they're
give you huge.
larger.
I cut them into 4s, so I know that they're like kind of bite sized. I drizzle them with oil, a little bit of red pepper, and I put enough to where one bottle will cover the top, and I throw it in the fridge. I let that sit overnight. The alcohol in the beer,
I was gonna say, doesn't it kind of like
it kind of like, you want to say like cooks it, right?
ferment? Is that the right word?
It tenderizes.
Tenderizes it.
The alcohol will tenderize the meat, the protein. It will tenderize it. So I'm not worried of how long this thing has to cook. Now, what you can do
Because
is
you have to cook it for a long time, too.
of
Low and
course.
slow.
So listen, this is what I do. I get my trifecta, my trinity.
Holy Trinity.
Right? I got my celery, my onion, and my carrots, right? I love mushroom.
Oh, I do too.
I will get 2 packs and quarter them each one. No problem. I don't because they shrink. They shrink.
They cook down.
So in the garlic, olive oil, the whole 9, you do the stir. Mushroom gets a little, because remember, mushrooms throw off that water.
They do.
Which is great because that's kind of like that stock that you're looking for.
Adds more moisture.
So when you got all that done, I throw in the beef. Now, you can drain the beer. That's up to you. I throw it in. The whole kit in the bath
bowl
water.
that has the meat soaking, you just pour it all
right
in the pot.
There.
Okay.
Right in there.
Because now, 24 hours later, right? Could you
overnight? Overnight, yeah.
Okay, 8 hours later.
Right.
Does it kind of, like, not go flat,
No.
but, like, change that bubbliness, being that so many hours
it's
passed?
definitely, because I cover
like
it.
Flatter?
I put, like, cellophane on it. So I still kind of, like, seal it in, where a lot of the carbon is still attached to the beer. But a lot of it does escape.
Okay, right. That's what I meant, yeah.
Which is fine. That's okay. Either way, it doesn't really matter. You're going for flavor. So now with that, I throw that in on the side. I always have it ready for one of those, the beef broth.
The cartons.
The carton. Because,
Okay.
I mean, listen, you can make your own.
I do a lot with the cartons
Listen,
now.
it is what we're not. I'm doing 90% of it fresh, so I don't.
Yeah, no, there's no
says.
shame in that. I
Believe me, I know a few people are
broths
like
and stocks all the time.
You buy it from yeah. What do you think I am, a
Yeah.
monk? So anyway, I get the one that has 4 cups. I fill it up. I have the Pyrex measuring cup. I fill it up.
Yeah.
2 to 3 cornstarch. I do like a slurry.
A slurry.
I throw some Worcestershire sauce in it.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire sauce. I throw a couple of spritz in there. Mix it up. By the time I put the beef in and I put that in, I have a Dutch oven.
Yes, I love mine too.
I didn't think I'd be using this damn thing as much as I do, I'm gonna use that till the day I die.
All winter long, I always use my Dutch oven.
I love this.
I do a chuck roast.
You do a chuck roast
in my Dutch oven.
How moist does that thing come out?
Oh my god, it's so
Seals it
good.
right up.
I do that with like a little tomato paste.
Okay.
And red wine.
Oh, so you
and
do
also Worcestershire sauce.
I do my short ribs in there.
Your short ribs, yes.
Because it's the same thing we deglaze with the red wine. Anywho, going back to the thing. The beef stew. I have it once it hits a boil, I have the oven already preheated to about 325. Low and slow.
Right. You start it off on the stove and you finish it in the oven.
I will have that thing in there an hour.
Oh, yeah, it could go.
Hour and a half.
More, right.
It all depends. I want that moisture, not because it doesn't escape. It does a funny thing. Like it reduces itself. There's a reduction.
That's what happened. It reduces.
Because also adding with the cornstarch. So
it
the cornstarch thickens it up, reduces the liquid in there on its own because the lid is heavy. There is nothing coming out of there. I just do a couple of stirs. Every 20 minutes, half hour, take it out.
Give it a stir.
Looking good. I make sure I put my bay leaf in there.
Oh yes, I'm always cooking.
You see what I'm saying?
Bay leaf.
But I don't.
Thyme is good with those earthy dishes.
Yes, my thing with thyme and rosemary and stuff like that, I don't want it sitting in it for some reason. Like if it's on a roast, cool. If it's in like a liquid form, like a stew or a soup, again, weird thing, just bothers me. Don't know what it is. But once that thing comes out, I need a better rice. I need a better rice. So
you like it all on white rice?
I've had it with noodles. You ever seen those no yolk noodles and stuff like stuff that's good with butter?
I do not like pasta, any type of pasta
with stew
with those types of sauces,
right?
Or broths.
Yeah,
I don't like it. I think I'm just so embedded.
Right,
pasta sauce. Or maybe like gulaga or whatever.
Right.
But I can't
No, I
do,
can't do it
that
either.
broth on pasta. One time, a long time ago, we had pasta with chicken franchise on top of it.
Oh, I can't.
And that, I mean, I ate it. It was okay, but I that was not my favorite either.
Because chicken franchise, in my opinion, I think it's just good on its own.
Oh, it's
That's it.
delicious. Love
The
it.
minute you introduce it to a pasta,
I can't have that
I know.
broth
I know.
on pasta. Like, pasta does not go with that. I'd rather a homemade mashed potatoes and put your stuff on top.
Seriously. And that's
Delicious.
why I'm saying, like, the stew with noodles, not pasta, noodles. The no yolk or
They are actually called noodles.
those are
are
called
called
noodles.
noodles.
In fact, that's what we used to use to cook when we did with butter back in the
Buttered
day.
noodles.
My mother always went for that. We could have done the pasta like
yeah, any pasta you have home,
For
right?
some reason, when you
That
put
pasta
a
was
good,
really good
you
with it.
put enough pecorino romano on it, it came out,
Butter together.
dude. It was like dry, but it wasn't. You would eat it all up.
Yeah.
Doesn't work for stew. For me, it doesn't work for stew.
Yeah, I'm not a fan with
But
that.
I know people who eat it
with
like
pasta.
that.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it looks like a prison plate. I'm not gonna lie to you. With rice,
It's not my cup of tea.
it absorbs it. You
Rice
taste.
would be good. But
I
again,
won't have
that
it any
wouldn't
other
be
way.
my first choice.
So you would eat it you would eat it just straight out, just like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've tried that once, and I'm like,
Like, I would really choose like mashed potatoes. And then if not,
like the chunks, like you take like the more
put
chunky
mashed
portion.
potatoes.
Yeah.
And then put the stew on top. Or
okay.
the chuck roast, like when you shred it up,
Sure.
put it like the scoop on top.
Sure.
Like, because then it's
Okay.
kind of like the gravy.
That's what I'm saying. So like,
so it is a gravy
No,
with mashed
it is.
potatoes.
It
But with
is.
rice, it's really good. It's good.
I like it because I never really done it
So
like
that'd
that.
be my second choice
So
for
because
rice.
for me, that would be like I said, like the short ribs, because you do have like that wine reduction,
That cooked down.
and that works on mashed potatoes. And I'm
Yes.
sitting here like,
Yes.
maybe I could do that.
You see? We learn a lot from each other.
Listen, it's a give and take
We rub
relationship
off
at
on
this
each
point.
other.
That's what it is.
Winter foods, comfort foods.
Heartier the better.
I know, and then we put on weight.
You're talking about a whole different battle now. Now you're talking about a whole different battle.
Yeah.
Well, I guess till next time then.
Till next time.